adventure game, but then I thought, why stop there? For some of you, it might be the first time even hearing about the game Tales of Equestria, so a little chat about what is this game about. I can help you to create your own pony characters, or to create them for the game, and then, well, let's see what happens next. And... Is it a problem for you when the door is open or closed, or what would you prefer?
I think close is easier if you don't have a microphone.
Closing, okay. I'll close it. People can still knock and come in, so don't worry. Don't worry.
Door closing now.
So, for those of you who were at the Galacon this year, the Rigged Dice is back.
They called it that, at least.
Because
We disclaim any claim of that being the truth. And
usually it gives you a bad result when you roll it. I don't know why. It's not rigged as far as I can see.
well, if it's not the die, then it must be the players. Let me try.
It's the wicked player.
Exactly, that's what I was hinting at. Oh, crud! That's not possible. Just to thank you for stating my point.
Okay, so is it the first time talking about a pen and paper role-playing game for any of you, or are you all veterans of this? First time? Okay, but I guess you already heard about those things as AD&D, or saw in movies or stories people playing role-play games and everything?
I've heard of it.
Perfect. So, for beginners, let's start with the basics, shall we? Just in case, I usually speak German, I also speak English. So, let's see who speaks English here. I suppose most of you. Who speaks at least some German? Schön zu wissen, dass ich nicht alleine bin.
Those of you not speaking English, he said, glad to see I'm not alone.
Yes.
Okay, so
Thank you, translation bot.
compared to some other products, it's really interesting. Those are official. Those are the official pen and paper roleplay books brought to us by Riverhorse, licensed by Hasbro. So no licensing issues, it's all official, and not even that expensive. One book was about for 20 to 25 euros. Let's see. And don't worry, I know sometimes pen and paper games can feel like homework. For those who know about pen and paper games, you have to fill a list with your talents, another list how strong and smart you are, but they were really creative. And the sheets are really simple. You have two status abilities to roll the dice. The body, how strong you are, and the mind, how smart, aka how dumb you are. The third one is charm, but we play all cute little ponies or other creatures, and we have already a high charm. So let's begin with that. Let's make it really, really simple. Who wants to draw a character for himself or herself? I haven't asked.
Themselves.
Okay, so would you like to go over here? So not as many visitors as last year, but it still can happen.
That means
So-
we get to play a game together.
We can do it really good that way. So I've got the basic sheets if you want to draw a character. I also got some pens. If you want a male Pegasi, a female Pegasi, a unicorn, and an earth pony, you can take any sheet that you like. I get you some pens.
I like that game. It can be lazy.
I've got some pens. So you can keep the sheets, by the way. Those that you want to take, they are for free. And just in case you want something to take home for yourself, the basic rules how to create your character are also here in printed form. They are free downloads, everything is licensed, don't worry. And in here, in just a handful or a hoofful of sites, you can figure out how the system works, by the way. Just see it as a little demonstration, a shareware if you like. Again, this stuff is free for you. just for your entertainment.
This pen is kind of dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, let's begin with the easy stuff. First of all, this is really an easy game. It's not as serious as some other games. Usually your characters cannot die no matter how hard you try.
I was not really in danger of dying. I was
Teleporting into Celestia's bed chamber, trust me, this is a high
What happened? It was a hypothetical. I re-rolled that.
Yes, thank you. Mother of all Überleitung, translations to another important... Transition.
Yes, right, thank you.
Thanks, Lemus. So, in this game, it's all about the fun, and last year we had a bigger audience.
This time I can get all of you in the same picture.
Sometimes it can happen when you fail to roll a dice. Sometimes you have to make a test. Like, is your character able to climb the stairs or will she fall down by simply trying? Happens all the time.
Oh,
Then
yes.
you can re-roll the dice because you can create tokens of friendship. Yes, I got the whole set with me. The tokens of friendship allow you to simply open. To see every one of you gets tokens of friendship, little plastic stones to be honest, and by simply saying, oh, your character failed, here, I'm your friend, use one of my tokens, the player can re-roll the dice. So, another chance to make things right. And in one game in front of a huge crowd, about 30 or 40 people, just FYI, for every friend you have in the room, you get one token of friendship, and no, the audience does not count, even if they love to count. It would simply mean to play the game in God mode.
20 friendship tokens, like, here's 20 inspirations.
Yes, just in case something happens.
That would mean 20 players at the table, each gets 19 of these tokens.
Yeah.
And the game master is also your friend, no matter what others say.
Oh, right, I forgot. So he or she counts as well.
And the most important part of all games, aside from the big one, are the dice. Or dices.
Dice is plural, die is
Plural,
singular.
okay.
Yeah. Die
For some of
is
you,
die.
Die singular, dice plural.
Yeah.
It's D-bar, D.
Yeah, D20, D8, D6.
For some of you who never
I've
saw
got several
it,
complete sets in
those are
my
the
bag
typical
right now,
dice
so
for a pen
don't
and paper
try
roleplay
pressing
game.
me.
A 6-sided dice is the D6, a 20-sided is a D20, and so on and so forth. I suppose you get the idea, right? Yes. many
Emergency
agreements.
dice.
So
Or
this
dice
is
emergencies.
a short introduction about the basic
sets.
system. Sometimes it can happen when you are a unicorn. You need to make a magic spell. You roll a dice on mind.
You're missing
Usually,
one.
that's a 6.
No, you're missing one. Like, this is your D10. You miss another D10. For your 100 things.
No, there's no 100 in this game.
Ah!
Thank you for the heads up, but there is no 100 in this game. The highest is 20. Even Rainbow Dash cannot go over a 20.
Okay.
This is just customized to the needs of the game.
And to be honest, it's good enough for 6-year-olds to play. They tested it.
They did.
It's not a joke, really. They tried it with 6-year-olds and they said it's really easy. So let's have a quick look. You always start with the name of your character. Just in case that you don't forget it, you also write down your name. You can,
In case you forget.
in case you forget, happens all the time. You can note what pony type you play. Note, you cannot play as an alicorn. It's forbidden in the rules. And we all begin with a level 1, and we can choose one element of
Do
harmony.
you have one more pen?
Afraid not. A
Let's
quick question.
Look, maybe I
Nemo.
have one.
Level 1
Might be. No promises.
I
element
always
of
overthink
harmony.
these things.
Do we have to
Decide for yourself.
Be creative. Green is not a creative color.
I get you some of the books because we are. This is just the basic. Again, this is just a basic round, a demonstration of what can be possible. And once you get far enough,
Let's see if this one writes. I'd like that one back later.
Takes it off.
I don't know.
what?
Can I just make
is-
my own harmony element, or do I?
It's
Limited.
It's limited to that. It's that easy. So what you see here with the basic rules is all. No, that's a movie book. Is all you need really for a good time is the core book, the storytelling, and it includes all the rules for the main races, all three of them, with some hints of what you could also get, like pre-written adventures or great ideas for additional stuff.
No problem.
And, well, again, it's everything licensed by Hasbro, so they use the official artwork. And later, once you are done with creating your typical basic characters, they also added the Beastari of Equestria, and in there we also get, let me see, where are they? Too many rules. So you can play as changelings, as dragons.
Maybe try the index.
Already found it here. Dragons, griffins, buffaloes, diamond dogs. Who would play a diamond dog? I never met someone. Crystal ponies are possible too. And every book brought more races, more characters that are playable, including the movie. So we all know we can play as cats, as hippogriffs, as lizards.
As whatever a storm king is.
I'm afraid no. I'm afraid no. That is not a character you could play as. Sadly, it would be really interesting, but you get the idea. You have so many new things like sharks, talking shark, a nurse shark. It's simply amazing what you can do. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to join the fun?
Yeah, sure.
Please sit down. Compared to last year, this is a demonstration round because we are not that many bronies around here, but I just wanted to introduce you all. And with the latest book, there are only 4 rule books for creating things. You are even allowed to create your own races like talking spiders, Kirin, Bat Pony, everything is possible with the books. So, yeah, you can create any creature, almost any creature. No Elicons and no Draconuses, because they already
Overpowered.
well overpowered. Yeah, I can show you what Discord did to this book when you try to create one like it.
Oh yeah.
I can turn it around as well. Have fun finding out those abilities.
But these sometimes.
D21, it's good for charm. As you can see, stamina, yes, this god has stamina. Sometimes a body, mind, no, go ahead. As you can see, it's all about the fun here. So, once you created your race, your character, race, to say pony race sounds kind of racism because you can play as any sort of, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
That's
matter.
inclusive. You can play as any race.
I've got 2 options for us how to play or what to play. It depends on what you, the players, want. For once, we have a pre-written adventure. Yes, this is a whole adventure we could play, where most of you could take part, don't worry. Or we have something that some of you know, Choose Your Own Adventure, written by myself with the help of Nemo here.
I was just
And there you
going over
could,
the text.
the idea of this little one came last year when we had a dragon here.
Oh yes.
And,
Those of you who were here will remember fondly.
and this adventure was written after that. It's Choose Your Own Adventure, and the whole group, the whole room can decide what happens next from things that I can give. So, what would you like to prefer? Because the audience is important. I see some of you are either tired or bored or whatever.
No, I'm just listening. It's the
No,
master,
really,
right?
continue. It's interesting.
Resting sleep face.
So, we could play one adventure where all your characters could join, or I present an adventure to you, a short one, because I already counted it takes over 2 hours, and with 90 minutes it was never possible to play the whole game. What would you prefer? Choose
Yours.
your own adventure or play by yourself?
For
Choose your own adventure.
Okay,
Choose your own adventure.
choose your own adventure it is. Just one moment, my voice. I have to keep it for a while now.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, indeed.
When I
And
drink too
lubricate
much,
the larynx.
when I drink too much, I tend to burp, and that's nothing nice to do here.
Well, non-carbonated water?
No thanks, I need to drive.
Okay, good point there.
So, in this adventure, just FYI, you play Akirin. Akirin on its way to Ponyville, and everything else will be explained within the story. And at certain points, like I only know the German version immediately, Wer wird Millionär?
What's Millionär, the game show.
Yeah. You get the chance to choose between several next steps, and
Got 'em.
the audience can decide what happens next within those limited
You
areas.
get a decision point with a multiple choice option.
And I will use my voice quite a lot. Some of you already know this story, but that's the good thing with Choose Your Own Adventure. Sometimes not everything happens like the last time. Let's see, chapter 1. Ah, okay. My mistake. Get to your room. Good night. I almost messed up the entry.
What? That good of that.
Typical that we heard many times. Once upon a time, in an all too familiar place known as Equestria, there was a young student on its way towards destiny. Follow me and discover Equestria like you never did before. Mostly. Believe it or not, this is not any adventure, this is your adventure in which you can play as the main character. So let's begin at the beginning. That's how begins work, right? This adventure begins as follows. You are sitting in a train to Ponyville. Outside, you see the all too familiar landscape vanish in the distance. The mountains, the forests, the lakes, the place you call your home. Your heart feels heavy when you realize this is it. Your time to shine. To prove to your friends and family, and mostly for yourself, that you are old enough, that you are strong enough, that you can make it. To motivate yourself, you are getting out the letter to read it once again. And, spoilers, yes, the next part is taken from a book series, aka a movie. Dear Anne O'Malley, that's the name of the character. We are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at the Ponyville School of Friendship. Yes, I have written that part down, really. Enclosed you will find a list of all necessary equipment you need for the first few months. Term begins on the first day after the summer wrap-up. That was taken from the show, okay. You will be awaited at Ponyville Station by your personal prefect, who will guide you through these exciting days ahead. Yours sincerely, Headmistress Starlight. Again, my first language is German, so sometimes I can stumble or chew my words. I don't have the pictures with me today, but don't worry, you can imagine how a Kirin looks like. And it's not fixed what gender he, she or it has. Happens later. Oh, how you excited you were receiving this letter. The whole village made a big party for you, and you already packed and repacked your bags several times. Twilight would be proud. You take another quick look and think about what you have might missed. Toothbrush? Check. Brush? Check. Horn polish? Hoof polish? You even stuck in your old blanket, just in case. And then the bottle. Important. Your leader gave it to you, in case of an emergency, of course. You took one quick glance at it and stowed it away. As Akiri, better not think about accidents that can happen. One big sigh of relief. Looks like everything is still here. While you took a deep breath, you realized that something nearby is actually smelling quite good. Careful, choose point happens soon. Your tummy is telling you that a quick snack would be nice. On the other hand, your amount of bits is limited. Or, as your mother told you, do not waste it for things you don't need. And you had a nice big breakfast this morning. And they promised you free food, you get everything you need at the school and at least 3 meals every day. So, audience, what are you going to do? Will you A. sit still and look outside at the landscape? Or B. get something to eat and waste your bits? Audience?
Can you rob the train?
There's always one of those.
I'm really sorry, it's not that kind of game. Currently we are limited to those options. I had it in the full version to give you that, but then it would take about 6 to 8 hours for the whole game. I tried to reduce the time massively. So, sit still or get something to eat.
Sit still.
I think sit still.
Yes.
We're gonna need that money later, I'm sure.
But we could make friends.
With
Don't worry,
food?
happens all the time. Also, in English we call it the train of thought. In German, it's the roter Faden. And
Red string, literally.
the red string. And let me tell you, most players go the same direction that you are going down. Amazing! We are all bronies, and yes, Rob the Train happened in the demo version as well. Okay, so you sit still and look at the landscape. You decided to ignore the smell in the air and your rumbling tummy. Good choice. I bet the food at the school is amazing. You decide to distract yourself by looking outside. The landscape was changing. The big, bright plains of Equestria. Back home, the other side of the river was exciting enough, but this is a whole new level of awesome. Is this a castle in the clouds? Is something like that even possible? And while you keep looking outside, you are almost distracted enough to ignore the sound of hoofsteps coming closer to you. Oh dear. Servant, I suppose you are trying to keep the seat free for Her Royal Highness? You look away from the window and in front of you is a strange-looking pony. Back home they taught you that there are ponies with horns, almost like your own, or without horns, or even with feathered wings, but this one, it has bat wings. Yes, I had to insert a bat pony. And yes, I have artwork for her, but, well, don't look like this. Move aside and store away her luggage, she demands. Quick question here to the round. Does anyone here play Genshin Impact? Anyone?
I played it.
Do you know Fischl? If no, that's okay. Because that character was inspired by this game and doesn't matter. So, this Bat Pony Highness demands from you to make room and to get her luggage up. So, what will you do? Levitate her luggage and store it away? Or do you refuse to help because that's just some random pony?
I don't like her attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
Just nicely, but not so.
Playing the character, I say I don't like my attitude.
That's an important difference, yes.
Plug your ears and go la la la.
I'm trying to do a lyric and show. To be honest, I would most likely look over, and who are you? But
Nice.
Or start
because-
speaking gibberish. And then
Or just a straight
change.
German is also very good.
But then you can only speak German.
Das ist das Einfachste dabei.
Yep.
So, under the title, who does she think she is?
Germans are watching
You simply state, this is my seat, you can sit over there, and point at the bench next. For a moment, the Bat Pony looks shocked and confused. She even stutters. But do you even know who is standing in front of you? You are addressing Her Royal Highness, Princess Celine Serenity Diana Hypnosis Luane II.
Good,
Bless
that's
you.
a pretty long name.
Never leave.
I think
Okay.
I've heard of one of those.
Wow, that will be one heck of a name tag, right?
Yeah.
But she tries to impress you, that much is clear. Are you keen enough to stay strong while she is using the combined attack of puppy eyes and the stare?
Is that possible?
Let's find out. It's a mind test. So, who wants to take the risk? We have no stones of friendship here. It is just one roll of the dice.
In my afro?
Please roll the dice. You can throw it over here or anywhere where there's a free space. Oh dear.
That's a 5.
Nice.
5 out of 6.
You smashed.
Good shot.
Solid 5 out of 7.
Face.
So, a backbrowny princess tries to stare you down. Must be Saturday.
Or TGI Fridays?
You just yawn and go like,
Not
yeah,
even
I've
working.
seen those before.
Happens all the time. So, after the dust of your first meeting settles, it's time to introduce yourself, I suppose. Will you introduce yourself normally? Or, okay, I have to read it because this one was made with the nice people at the Discord channel for Galacon. You can introduce yourself as, my name is Anomaly, but my friends call me Anon. Yes, I had to do that. I'm a Kirin from the Killing Village at Peaks of Peril, or B, I'm a robot with phaser laser guns from outer space. Robot Kirin.
Definitely
B.
I was there again.
I guess it's a B then.
The princess looks confused, even more confused because you choose B. She never heard of a being like that. At first, she thought you are a unicorn. Alicorn. So why do I keep saying alicorn? Okay. She, of course, is something special. Again, she... Hello.
Hello.
Again, she introduced herself as Her Royal Highness Princess Celine Serenity Diana Hypnosis Luane II. The more times I say it, the easier I rolls it off the tongue.
Can we just say Louisa?
Looney.
Okay, Looney.
Yes, inspired by that show. For you see,
Oh.
subject...
Those of you who know,
No. Yeah, head of a boss.
did you have to spoil it?
Also, nice. For you
And remember, the O is silent.
What? Oh.
Doesn't matter,
Not in
please.
her name.
We focus
Which
on the
other
game.
name?
For you see, subject, Her Royal Highness decided that she should learn more about the common races. For that matter, the family council decided to let her join an outstanding group of ponies. Or, for simple minds like yours, an exclusive and highly respected school, the School of Friendship. You may now bow down in awe at the face of this epicness.
Hey,
She's lonely.
we're
isn't
classmates. Want to be bumped?
Shows in my letter.
That is the next line. You believe
You're getting ahead.
Take out your letter and show it to her. She is shocked. But my parents said it's... well, subject, this seems to her that this is a simple mistake. Because her exquisite taste and skills will outperform and outclass any... whatever you are trying to be. And you see, this is going to be really interesting. And before you even knew it, the train arrives. This is just a little demonstration about how a game like this can be. I hope you like it so far. Okay, and it's a little different than what happened in Ludwigsburg, right?
Yes, it is.
Because you choose B and not A, but okay.
Just a slight other fork in the road, and it takes a whole different direction.
Let's see. Oh, we are really good in time. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
after a long, long ride, you finally arrive at Ponyville train station. With a simple, supposed to see you later subject, your new friend leaves and mingles with the crowd.
Friends.
Right.
Yeah, indeed. Your new friend. Before you two could leave the train, and here you are at the train station. You imagined how it would be, how you would arrive, how it would look like to meet others, new faces, new races, new species, new creatures, new friends. Behind you, the conductor yells the classical "All aboard!" the hype train, and the train leaves. And now you have truly arrived in this new part of your life. Scary, isn't it? You look around. Many ponies and creatures all around you greet each other. A blue bird-like creature is trying to hug another grayish-brown bird who refuses the hug. A green pony is almost dancing with a very fluffy pony. Yes. But isn't there supposed to be some creature here for you as well? You ask to yourself. Oh dear. Excuse me, whispers a voice behind you. Are you by any chance any anomaly? You turn around and in front of you stands a strangely colorful bug-like creature. I think he can guess what happens next. Levitating a sign with your name written on it, upside down, but still levitating it. Hello.
Hello.
The creature introduces herself as Ocellus the Changeling. And yes, I have a cute picture of it, but doesn't matter. I'm so happy to meet you. I'm your prefect. See myself as your go-to creature whenever you have a problem. Now, where do you want to go first? The headmistress Starlight is waiting for you, but I guess there is still some time to introduce you to Ponyville before you go to school. So, now you can choose for yourself again. Do you want to go to school and be the good Kirin that you always wanted to be? Or, of course, the town. You've been stuck in one place for far too long.
Hey, let's hit the pub.
Yeah.
Let's get hammered.
Let's get wasted.
So,
Okay, they're thinking about cider again.
oh, just FYI, I received a report that there is a lot more cider this year than last year.
Yeah, I remember
Last year it lasted for 30 minutes, but this time they got a lot more.
they said they had ordered several cases and it ran out in 30 minutes, and this time there are supposedly 1,800 liters. The reception said that should suffice.
Okay, for the other day?
Challenge accepted.
And for the other day?
No, the question should be, okay, and what will the others drink?
Yeah.
So
What did
town,
they say? Last year it was 100 cases?
so, town it is? Town or school?
I will be for school.
Cool. Yeah, I would also do for school.
Oh.
Okay,
Wait, we have got a tie?
then we have to ask. Then
No,
we
we
have to
got
ask. Raise your hoofs. Who is for go to school? 1, 2, 3. And who wants to go to town? For I said it once and I say it again. Democracy simply don't work. Trademarked by the citizens.
I love democracy.
So, Ocellus leads you through a quick tour for Ponyville. Ponies of all kinds and colors everywhere. You will get several glances and confused looks like they never even saw a Kirin before. Over here we have Sugar Cube Corner. They sell the best cakes you ever tasted. Ooh, and there's a bookshop. I love books, you know. You might even call me a bugling. When you get the time, you should totally visit the spa. It's super relaxing. That reminds you, I have to introduce you to my friends. I bet Silver will be super excited to meet you. It's all a little bit too much and you can really feel your head spin. Ah, sure, no problem. If you want another field trips through town and beyond, just ask. And that reminds me, please don't get me wrong. You are the first of your kind I've ever met. Excuse me, but are you a stallion or are you a mare?
We're a robot.
Now you have multiple choice. Answer A. I'm a mare, of course. B. Oh, I'm a stallion. C. Does it even matter? Or D. I'm a cyber pony from outer space. We have ascended above the needs for genders.
I thought it was going to be like just stairs. But I think that one's funnier.
Yeah.
So, A, B, C, or D. What do you want, audience? It happened in Ludwigsburg as well.
We already went down that path in training, so
In multiple
let's go.
choice tests, the longest answer is always the correct one.
Confused Ocellus is confused. Right, she writes down something. Let's go to school then. It's getting late. Exciting, isn't it? So, you remember the moment when you said to yourself, "Yay, I'm done with school. No more teachers, no more classes. Freedom!" And look at you now, walking straight back into another school. How long would it be this time? Ocellus guides you to an impressive-looking building, unlike anything you ever saw before. With its lakes and towers, it looks more like a castle than a school, compared with what you know back from Kirin village. All kinds of creatures walked around, or flew around, depending on what they are. Oh, over there's a library! Again, I like books. And on that side, this part are the student dorms. That's where we spend most of our time after class, with learning and reading books. Sometimes when you're not learning or reading books. She was literally glowing. Ugh, my voice again. Together you walk directly to a purple unicorn. I said purple, but sometimes I get confused with colors, sorry. And she looks kinda important. Oh, this is Headmistress Starlight Glimmer. She's in charge here, as long as Princess Twilight is not here, says Ocellus. She looks at you and raises an eyebrow. Well, what do we have here? You introduce yourself. My name is Anne O'Malley. I'm Akirin from the Peaks of Peril. She checks her notes.
I see.
Ah, yes. You are one of our new students. She starts something that you consider as a smile. Welcome, Anne O'Malley. Welcome to the School of Friendship. She looks at Ocellus. I see, you've already met your prefect. Ocellus, I hope you do a good job. I expect a detailed report of your new friend here every day. Behind you, that blue bird creature talks. Does this count for all of us? Yes, Gallus, that means you as well. Then it's back to you. Anne O'Malley, since this is your first day here, we will start it slow. Dinner will be served in a few hours. Until then, you can bring your stuff to your room, if you have stuff, and meet your roommate. Then, if you want... Please don't spoil, okay?
I don't know it, I only guess.
Yes, and you are correct. Then, if you want to, you are invited to take a look at our school. There is a lot to see and even more to learn. We leave it to you how you want to spend this day. And, once again, welcome to the School of Friendship. Every time I read and say this last line, I think of Half-Life 2. I don't know why. Then she focuses her attention on a newly group that arrived. Very fluffy ponies. So, what are we going to do next? What's it going to be? This time, we have 3 things to choose from. Finally getting some food, visit the school, or go to your room.
Go to bed, yeah.
I'm now wondering, if we never choose to get food, are we going to starve?
I'm wondering good too.
It's not that kind of game system.
No, but
It's not a survival game, it's as complicated as to unpack a zip file.
If you just don't eat, eventually you have to like spend a friendship point and then you're good again.
Yes, I know.
Me too.
No friend.
Let's go for C. I want to meet the princess again.
Yes, me too.
How do you...
Oh, best friend.
Believe it or not, we already arrived at chapter 3 or 4.
Wow, that's
Like
nice.
Galacon. Yes, and we have half the time already over.
Something Chekhov's gun.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's awesome. It's the same time we had at Galacon.
Well, none of you has left bored or in disgust, so I consider that a good sign.
So far, I see many
A,
smiles.
stay and laugh. B, leave. Boy.
We're not going on that.
See?
Not yet.
Burn the entire room for better entertainment. No.
Okay, go to your room. It feels kinda weird to follow Ocellus to the student dorms. So this is where you will spend the next few months and maybe even years. Years ago you were happy to finally get a room for yourself, a room for your own. And now you were far, far away from home, getting a place to stay. Oh, before I forget, Ocellus says, you are going to have a roommate, and don't worry, I know how hard it can be. A new place, new creatures you've never met before, you get over it. You arrive at a wooden door with the number 33. For those who don't realize it, this building has number 33. I googled it. Trust me with that one. As a civilized creature, she stops and knocks. Hello, we are opening the door now. From inside you hear a too familiar voice. You can decide by yourself, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Finally, are you from the room service? Her Royal Highness reported that the room is so small she can barely store away half of her stuff. I don't think some Neon Genesis fans are around here. Okay.
Ah, that scene.
Yes, it's Looney all over again. She looks at Ocellus. Ah, colored one. Are you here to get her bags and carry them to her second room? Actually no, Looney. I'm here to introduce you to your new roommate. Anon, may I introduce you? This is Looney. She stumbles back. Wait, who said you are allowed to address her in that manner? You are speaking to Royal Highness here. Ocellus turns around to you. She needs company. Friends. More than you can ever imagine. Then she turns away. Lunch is at dusk, so soon. Don't be late. We have very hungry students here. Good luck, you two. And with that, she leaves you alone. Just FYI, the bed pony starts. She was here first, so she picks the bed, she states. Looking at the room, she adds, you need to ask the servants to install curtains so we can separate your room and the half of her room. Where was I? Okay. After you stored away your stuff, which is not much compared to what she has, you sit down on the bed. The bed pony is sitting on her side, looking out of the window. Next to her are way more suitcases than you could count, some open, others closed, with all sorts of clothing, extras, and so on and so forth. You look at your Philly blanket, your little plushie, and the few clothes you have. Compared to what she has, this is nothing. It might be hard to even get through to her, or spend several days, weeks and months with a pony like this. Then you take out your water bottle and place it carefully next to your pillow. Unusual water bottle, Eunice says, looking confused. What material is that? You explain to her that this was made of molten rock, very solid. Now she's even more interested. That was easier than you thought. What's in it? It must be something really expensive and special. Now the audience comes into play. What will you do? Hiding the bottle, blocking the conversation? Or will you tell her about the Spring of Silence?
I mean, can't we just offer her to drink it? I think we should hide it then.
You're in an evil mood today.
Super high quality alcohol here.
What's in it? Drugs?
I mean, do we want her to drink it? Then we probably need to hide it and not tell her what's in it.
Just break the conversation.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna get shot off for this.
If you say no and hide it in plain sight, she's gonna go like, no, Piggy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is fine.
We should probably just tell it. Just
So,
say,
tell her, don't tell her. Or
Tell her.
Tell her.
Hide.
Tell her? But no.
Okay, we need to vote, apparently.
Yeah.
okay, let's vote. Who wants to not tell her the truth?
Wait, truth?
Okay,
Not
the
tell,
truth.
don't tell her the truth. So.
I'll tell
And who wants to say the truth?
Okay.
Lameness, please. Roll the dice. 1, 4, 4, 5, 6 is you tell the truth, and 1, 2, 3 it's not, because
Didn't get
I thought we were
Did you get
4 against 3.
4 and 4 was here.
four.
No,
Yeah,
How do you get 4 and 4? 7 people.
You
I
want to
want
say
to tell the truth.
Ah, he changed his mind, so it's
Yeah.
4 to 3. So we don't.
It was 4-3.
Also, we're with 7, I believe.
Yeah, there's no way you can have
We had
it.
3 votes for not telling and then 4 votes for telling.
Yes.
So we are what yet now? Telling or not telling?
We're telling 4-3.
Okay.
They're telling the truth. Ooh.
Good.
You got it last time.
Yes, good. Get yourself a cookie.
Ooh.
To be honest, I knew you wouldn't pick the bad choice. And so you decide to talk to her. You explain to the bad pony princess that sometimes when emotions are overflowing, it might happen that you can set things on fire, including yourself. Wait, what? You can spontaneously set the room on fire while I am in here? Ah, you tell her, don't worry. That's why you have this little bottle with water. The water from the Spring of Silence, even diluted, can calm down emotions. In that case, it depends on the amount of water that you drink. So it's a fire extinguisher.
Kinda.
Not like that. It also cools down emotions. All your feelings are simply washed away for a short while. It's not the full version, it's the watered down version.
Doesn't that mean she only has like a small amount with her?
Yes,
It's a resource.
just in case.
So it's watered down water.
It would be funny.
Just add water.
Yes.
If she, it,
The robot.
Space.
it's a robot. If it took a massive fire extinguisher out of its bag,
So basically hyperspace inside the bag and then the
Yes.
boiler
It's
size
like,
fire
this is
extinguisher.
for emotions, but if it gets out of hand, we have this.
Comes to the list. Thank you very much.
Really good idea.
Okay, I can go.
Please, if it's
Leaving
too boring
discussed
for you.
that.
No, I need to clear my head.
Okay, was the adventure too much for you? I'm sorry.
No, sometimes for me, disturbing thoughts get into my head and it won't stop. I
See you around.
See you.
It was fun, I swear.
Thank you.
You just need some water from the spring.
Yes, he's going to the spring right now.
Just now, he needs something of that. That's just
Happens.
ridiculous
Perfect
timing.
So, at the point you explain that this water can wash down emotions, she is literally sitting next to you on the bed. With big, white, glowing eyes, she stares at the bottle. Until she realizes somehow what she's doing. She shakes her head, moves away from you like a cat from, well, water. No, she stutters. No, I'm not interested in this. It's just water. It has nothing to do why I am here. She closes her eyes and rocking back and forth like it's a mantra. Stay away from alchemy. Stay away from alchemy. You are better than that. Stay away.
Take cider instead.
Get a mango and
Did
distract
she just said I instead of her? You might be up to something. And just because we are in a hurry, let's hurry to the next chapter. Just when you were about to settle down, there's a knock at the door, and 2 very happy looking, very fluffy looking ponies walk in. No, not pink and fluffy.
Oh.
Hello, fellow students, says the first. It's nice to meet you, adds the second in almost the same voice. Twins, definitely twins. I am Powder, and I am Snow. We are snow ponies, they say together.
Oh.
Yes, you can play as snow ponies in this game. We are here to invite you to our hello and welcome surprise party, sponsored by Professor Pinkie Pie. Will you two come with us? Will you join us? Who could say no to an invitation like that? On the other roof, one look at your roommate lets you consider, because she does not look happy. What's wrong, you ask? You do realize we are students. We have to get enough sleep so we can give our best tomorrow. Might be a good point. So, what will you do? Will you A, go to the party without your roommate, because hey, who cares about a stupid bad pony princess? B, you stay in the room with Looney. Let the others have their party, you need your beauty sleep. Or C, you try to convince Looney to come with you.
See.
sleep. See.
See.
Get wasted.
Obviously, you
Just get wasted with the bat pony.
Well, there's two ways of getting to the party, with or without her. With her.
let's
So you
go
should-
without her. She's
Aww.
So we have one for sleep, one for without her, two for taking her to the party. At the moment, taking her to the party
I'm
is
also
leading by.
for getting a bit.
Pardon?
I'm also for C, getting a bit.
Okay, that is option C, convincing her to go to the party together, leading by 2 votes.
Yes.
And you're in favor of it as well?
I vote for asking her to the party.
Okay, that's 4 votes for
C.
taking her to the party, if I count correctly. 1 for sleep, 2 for going alone, and 4
So,
for taking her.
come on, you are almost asleep here. Try to roll it. The higher the better. Oh, I can cheat.
I hope.
No, don't worry, it's a 5. Your charisma is enough to convince the Bat Pony Princess to follow you.
Into an alley.
You just had to say that.
it's fine.
That's a heck of a party.
So, you made it to your very first student party. But keep in mind what your parents told you. Your father always said, please don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And your mother said, oh God, please be good, please be good. Your fellow co-students lead you to a room not much different from your own. And there you meet a nice group of other students. Most of them from far, far away. And no, I don't mean the Shrek 2 country.
Darn.
For one, we have the 2 snow ponies, Powder and Snow. For starters, they are shaped just like ponies with a lot more fur. Then there is a weird-looking unicorn mare, greenish fur with yellow-white mane, wearing a pink hoodie, trying to stay away from every other pony in the room. Next to her is a dark-furred earth pony greeting you the moment you arrive. Oh, finally you made it! Welcome to the sandbox! You smell very clean. That's Thrillhoof, Powder says. He is one of the most easily excitable creatures I've ever seen outside of Professor Pinkie Pie. You are just jealous, laughs Thrillhoof before he offers you some snacks. Okay.
Definitely don't eat those.
Again, please?
Definitely don't eat those.
Definitely eat those.
Here in the Netherlands, here it's legal.
They are not space cookies, don't worry.
Whatever they ate, I want some.
No, you don't have food to spare.
Coriander.
Everything is better with coriander. So, it is up to every creature's own imagination how a first semester student party in this world is like. But for beginners, you all start to talk about where you are from and what you can do. Powder and Snow explains that they come from, well, the snowy mountains. For them it is hard to imagine a place without snow. And here in Ponyville, it is really hot for them.
Yeah, figure.
Thrillhoof explains he is from Ponyville. His specialty is to excite others, so he could join the School of Friendship to meet even more creatures to excite. Yes, some creatures have it a lot easier than others. Hello!
That will be hello. Just go to pick this. No worries.
And the unicorn
Don't
mare,
stress yourself.
the unicorn mare in the pink hoodie whispers that she is gasp from another dimension. And that she was made a contract with some pony she called the Devil. Well, on her student card it says she is called Simeon, but she insisted her name is Sarah. But leave her alone, she will settle in, don't worry. Another part I had to cut out because it was for the extended version. Looney is with you and she is even more shy. Every pony is looking at her and she backs away, well, into the direction of the corner. What will you do? Making fun of her? Protecting her and being reasonable because she's completely out of her element? Or will you encourage her to come out of the closet to enjoy herself?
B.
We brought her here, might as well try to help out. You know? Like, let's not be that cunt.
Nah.
Like, I took you here.
So, do you want to encourage her or simply protect her, leave her alone?
I encourage.
Okay. Wer hat noch nicht? Wer will noch mal? Who wants to?
I don't think
Come on, it's a rigged one.
you can do it.
We've rolled nothing but 5.
Last time it was mostly ones.
Can we do it?
Hey!
Doesn't prove it was rigged. That was
So, who wants a reroll just in case everything goes wrong? You want a reroll just in case it's not rigged? Could you please roll the dice?
As a neutral party?
I don't know. Where is this? But not much.
Well,
Thank you for your assistance.
We tried, but we can't.
Can't change this.
Well, what to say? You really try your hardest, and she speaks a little about who she is, and that's it. And now it's up to you. You see, I cut it short. Don't worry. Now it's up to you. All eyes are on you. Well, my name is Anne O'Malley, but you can call me Anon. I'm a Kirin from the Peaks of Peril. What's up with that bottle? Is it a special drink? And again, you explain in simple words that Kirin sometimes can be dangerous, and this potion can suppress any feelings, and you have it with you all the time. The less they know, the better. Powder, or is it Snow, looks at your horn, really interested. You have a horn like a unicorn. Can you levitate things? She squeaks, grabbing an apple and throwing it at you. Can you levitate?
No.
Bam, apple explodes.
Yes, you can.
5.
Apparently I can.
Another tablecloth, but a 5.
Again.
We cut the
Just-
cloth, but
Of
we
course,
can.
that was just an apple. Now we add some cider, please. What about the cider? Will it work?
I tried to hide.
Of course it works.
4. We're counting down.
Next step, we have some hay fries. Hay fries. Oh. Well, let's us just say that was the last thing you saw flying at you, some fries, and don't worry, every pony is having a lot of fun, even knowing that you have to clean up something.
With or without the ketchup?
Nemo, you have to catch up so we can continue with the story.
I'll retract my question.
This is when the laughing and the party really begins. You start to sing local songs, even if wrong, you still try. And no, we are not singing here, because I don't want to hear the old FBI open up me when I play protected songs. And, well, I gave my word to a very powerful being to never sing in public again. One mass panic was enough, trust me. But don't worry, since the party is encouraged and sponsored by Professor Pinkie Pie, at least you have enough snacks, soda, and a small indoor party cannon. Everything is fine. During the evening, one highlight again was Thrillhoof and his strange ability to let others laugh loud, to enjoy themselves. He sat down very close to the shy Corsimian, and within minutes she starts to brighten up, to smile and to laugh. She even sang songs you never heard before. When he sits down between the Snow Pony twins, it took just a few moments and they started to have a dancing and singing session. They sang the song that annoys anyone other while he was balancing them on his back. After some more laughter and a look at the clock, yes, clock, it's getting close to midnight, you decide it might be a good idea to leave and call it a night. Because, well, tomorrow is a day at school and Strelov is not done with you. He has one last card to play, and that card is you. Come on, don't be a party pooper. The night is still young, let's party! Again, to be honest, I had to think really hard, but in the end, it's the best example for a song that is not from the MLP franchise, but from Frozen. Thrillhoof forces you into a dance while the others sang a very popular song, clapping in excitement. Because, well, you have to let it go, right?
I followed the end to the unknown.
And at first, it's really funny. Let it all go, enjoying yourself, your newfound friends, the music. But you feel it inside of you. It's a big downside of being a Kirin. And yes, I know, anger can cause it, but for the sake of this story, let's just say that strong emotions can go out of control easily, and this can cause trouble.
This is fine.
Yes!
This is
So,
perfectly fine.
let's see.
Turn the
This is
place
fine.
down.
Okay, it is fine.
Oh, is 5 not exploded?
It is so much fun.
so much better.
Lames, don't worry. I
Five again.
especially wrote
Five
this next
again.
line. Don't worry, even if the players manage to roll good enough, your new friends won't give you a chance. Somehow you calm down enough to keep on dancing. But the moment you calm down enough, somehow the feelings are starting to run wild again.
Is the school made of crystal? I can't remember.
Again, please?
The school made of crystal, or is that just the castle?
The school, no, it's not made out of crystal, it's... No.
It's burnable.
Let's find out.
Oh! That's the good stuff.
Make sure you target the guy who makes people laugh. I think he's the villain.
Good instinct. Just before everything goes wrong, it's a 2, not a 1. You
So it doesn't get doesn't go to B completely.
yeah. Let's just say you create some small sparks and little flames on you, and step away from the others before something goes wrong. And that's the moment it happens. In one moment you are still dancing with the dark green furred pony, and in the next moment it looks like a strange bug-like creature like Osiris, just black with holes. Surprised and slightly shocked, you step away while the others are whispering one word: changeling. That changeling stumbles away from you, looking down at itself. Don't worry. He transforms back to his old form. It's just Earth Pony magic, it's just a prank, don't worry. Yeah, I suppose not even the players are dumb enough to believe that. Whispering the words, not another demon, Court Simeon decided to just pass out. Realizing that every creature is looking scared and worried, Strillhoofs makes a sad face. I had really hoped this would work out. You have no idea how hard it is to hunt for energy. And, well, while I'm already at it, he jumps forward, grabs your bottle and runs for the door. And this was the moment where we stopped at Galacon. Thanks for the food, Numbhoofs, he hissed, transforming into the bug thingy again and storming out of the room with your potion. Needless to say, you will follow. The
Turn on
last
bat
chapter.
signal.
Let's see. Oh, might be close. It's a good night for a hunt. No matter from where or how, here we are in the final chapter, the thrill of the hunt, or to get your bottle back, depends on you. You run through the dark and empty hallways of the school, focused on the noise and shadows of whatever you are following. Up ahead you see it, moving around a corner, vanishing behind a door. The big question is, what will you do? Will you storm into the room, not knowing what is on the other side, or will you turn around looking for help?
FBI, open up.
Go in. All
Rainbow.
Go all in.
We are a creature
Worst
made
case
of
scenario.
fire.
Burn the
Yeah,
There's
place
a naked
down.
person on the side, but like no one really wears clothing, so it's like
Okay, so
That's not really a problem, man.
yeah.
getting in it is. Of course you do. You are a brave Kirin. A shape-shifting bug pony is nothing for you. And you are not afraid. So of course you go in and walk inside. And inside you find Osiris. And she is searching for something. Ah, Anon, it's you. I was worried for a moment. I might be wrong, but I think I saw an evil changeling running into this room. Come, help me find it. Will you A, help, or are you B, suspicious?
B.
Press X to doubt.
I saw her vent.
The smart way is it to be suspicious. But was it really that obvious? Of course you tell Ocellus that it is more than suspicious. But Anon, it's me, Ocellus, you already know me, right? She is really worried and confused until she seems to focus on something behind you. Look, behind you! So, how smart are you? Will you A, turn around and look what she is afraid of? Or are you like B, very funny, as if I would fall for that silly old trick?
Der worst part is, kennt sie both.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
A bad changing.
B.
B?
B.
Majority B then?
Yeah.
Yes, you are all very, very smart. No creature could fall for such a silly idea. But, lucky for you, I am the game master here. And so, of course, some creature is behind you and you get tackled to the ground. You have no idea how long it took to write this next chapter because, well, you will find out really, really soon. Keep in mind that we have 90 minutes for it all. You found yourself tackled on the ground
20 left.
by a big black bug creature. In any case, now there are 2 changelings, not just one. One is holding you, the second one is holding your potion. Good job, Big Sis. Shut up, little brother, you almost ruined everything. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I got the magic potion this one talked about. It can help us to hide our emotions. No creature, not even other changelings, can find us like this. Yeah, maybe, but now we have to deal with this unicorn here. The little one, Srilhoff, looks at you, somehow sorry. How about we drain this one's energy until it's unconscious? That way we have enough time to escape. Yeah, good idea, the other one says with a really disgusting voice. And this part, yes. Some of you know the movie from 1999 with this line is one. This is it for you. Say goodnight, my little pony. The last decision of the game. The movie was by the way, you hear this, what was the line? Come on, I'll talk it later. It was the scene from Matrix in the subway station. What will you do? This is the last decision. Will you call out for help? Will you try to talk your way out of this? And now, what is picked from the movie? Come to think about it, she is holding you really, really tight. Maybe a little fire might be a good idea here.
A little fire sounds like
That's
a
my
wonderful
secret.
idea.
I'm always angry.
You want to drain all my emotions? Let's see about that.
Well, wouldn't be able to tell they were burned because they already look like charcoals.
But charcoal burns even better.
It's changeling. It's all about type.
So, A, B or C? What is it?
We burned down the school.
A little barbecue? I called this one power on, don't ask me why. This is rather fascinating. Here you are, a stranger in a strange land, but in the end it all comes down to the simple fact that you are Kiri. And let's be honest, this one deserves a lesson, and that you should never poke a beehive or awaken a sleeping dragon or whatever. You take a deep breath, focusing on your emotions, your family, your tribe. They all taught you how to control emotions. Words used as weapons can hurt, but you are much more. Can you feel the heat? Of course you can. It's part of what you are. The changeling reacts surprised when you tighten the grip around her legs, holding her in place. You are wrong. I am not a pony. One deep breath, you can almost taste the flames in your mouth now. I am Kiri. can see, I had my fun writing this.
Yes.
one. Ignition. You let it all out. Anger, frustration washing over you, covering it all in flames. You feel the weight of the changeling getting off your back. You heard the screams of panic and pain. Ah, so delightful, isn't it? And through flames and smoke, you spot the smaller one, the one with your potion. He looks at it. Ah, so that's why you keep the potion. Ha, check it out, I can do it myself. It opens the bottle and takes one big gulp of the water. He grins wide and evil for about 1 or 2 seconds, before it totally went numb and without any interest at all. Bored, irritated, he looks at himself. Ah, fools, this potion won't turn you into a Kirin, you yell. It only helps to be not like me, a Nerik. Must be an epic view. One changeling flame-broiled or grilled, the other one without any emotion at all next to you. And you in the middle, burning it all with your pride and power.
This is fine.
Anon, yelled a familiar voice. What are you doing? It's Looney. She stood there in the frame of the door, shocked about of what you are doing. So it's true, the potion. It's the water from the spring of silence. Ah, the brave Looney. She jumps forward, takes the open bottle. I will forever regret this. Please hold still, she declares. And with that, she takes some of the water in her mouth, making one step towards you, and gives you a kiss, spitting the water directly.
That's a heck of a way to do it.
You could just like.
Good way to get to first base, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
The flames start to spread over her expensive royal school uniform while you realized what was happening. The window. There is a lake out there, the best chance for her. Make it as epic as possible. Knowing full well what you are doing, you grab Looney and together the two of you jump out of the window into the water. Somehow you were even aware enough to grab your bottle. Almost empty and not even a day since you got it. Nice. But hey, look at the bright side. A nice bath in cold water can be refreshing, especially after something like that. If that's what keeps your boat afloat, I mean, a midnight swim in a cold lake with an insane bad pony princess is nothing to brag about. Together you made it to the shore, leaving the smoke and the changelings behind you. And thanks to the smoke and a general fire warning, there was so much noise and ponies everywhere you managed to sneak back to your room without too much attention. After cleaning yourself and using several towels, the effect of the potion finally started to wear off. Thanks for pushing me into the water, says Looney. You try to look away, but you realize, well, A, absolutely nothing, you realize nothing, and B, well, the cutie mark of the bad princess is gone. Looney, I know I'm not a pony, but what happened to your, tattoo? Or what do you call it, a mark? Confused, she looks at you. You point at the flank. Oh, Buck, this was not supposed to happen. She ran to her bed, take out some bottles and a brush, and with routine and practice, she puts on new color on her flank. Much better, see? The cutie mark is back where it should be. You are faking it? I thought those are permanent. Said bad pony noises. Please keep it to yourself. This is not my cutie mark, because I don't have one and I'm not allowed to get the real one. What? My pony parents taught me how to paint a fake one. No pony can ever know that I don't have my own, and I give my best to never get the real one because I know what I'm interested in and I cannot have it. It would break my royal parents' hearts. It's getting late. We should get some rest before school begins. Exhausted, you decide this all can be asked later. It's sleeping time and to go to the last page. Please tell me we have the 2 minutes to end it. Yes, we have enough time. Good.
This time we'll finish it.
The next morning came quicker than you thought. Lucky for you, your roommate Looney, aka the Bad Pony Princess with the long name, had a special potion, and I don't suppose all of you know the book Fine Prince. It's a nice story. Since she was a bad pony, she had some special medicine to stay awake, called Everwake. Some use coffee, some use Texas chili, and Everwake works the same. Again, for those who know the story. Just be careful, she explains. You will feel sorry in the evening for drinking this. In the classroom, you take your seat. Next to you, all your fellow students you met yesterday. And, well, there's every pony, Powder, Snow, that mare from another dimension. They explained that they were too scared to follow you, hunting down the changeling. It was okay, you got your bottle back. And to your total surprise, a familiar pony sneaked into the room and sits down on the other side. Yes, it's Thrillhoof. He locks eyes with you, pointing his hoof at his eyes and then directly at you. He was not amused. Principal Starlet and a light blue pony wearing a firefighter helmet walked into the room. Good morning, every creature, and welcome to another exciting day at the School of Friendship. As most of you know, last night we had a little accident. So instead of giving you the option, it looks like we have to make a little safety lesson for all of you. Please welcome our fire instructor, Tough Cookie. And with that, the blue pony steps forwards and puts down her helmet. I really wrote head and not helmet here.
He just lost in the wall.
Phillies and Cones, as your principal already said, we have a lot to learn. She looks at you and you could swear for one moment she changed the colors of her eyes. Fire can be a dangerous thing. Unless you are a dragon, then it's not that bad. Looney leans closer and whispers, please correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that? Yes, it is. The older sibling is still around. The end for now. And to come back to how it all began, it began with those nice rule books, and the rest was just inspiration, some crazy ideas, and I hope you liked what I had written over the last year.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's just entertaining. We are here for the fun and not for some heavy stories. Don't worry. So, does some pony want to have a look at the books? We have 5 to 10 more minutes, so you can all look inside what is possible. They are easily to get on Amazon, for example, or in your local bookstore. They are not that expensive. And for those who read German, I can also give you the German version. More books to go around. Oh, here are more books, and for example, for those who already played, like you, another Game Master, I suppose you know the Game Master screens. This is the German version, this is the English version. You got those things for every other game. It's the typical thing. You get all the short rules, how to roll the dice, typical races. The bad pony, yes?
I never used that Extreme Monster since from Hero Quest.
Hero Quest, you know that there's a new version. They don't have the license to get the old miniatures and names.
Oh, that's a shame.
I got the old one still.
Nice.
The bad pony rules are explained in the last book. Oh, let me have a quick look. This is the movie one.
That's the German version, I think.
Breezy, yes, this is the German one. The Bestari. I suppose you have one of those books over there. It's the first one. What's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 books. What book do you have over there? That's the one, the companion. In there you find rules to create any race you want, but let me get the official ones. They made examples like how to make giant spiders, how to make Kirin, and in the FAQ they already also wrote how to make snow ponies, bad ponies and everything. This is the basic one. You can play the whole game with just the basic book.
Yes, I read the compendium extra on.
Oh. German. Let's see, German. This is the English one. Here we have another English book. It's just so you can see what is possible. Also, I give you This is a short adventure. You can download it on the official store, and this is usually how a typical beginner's adventure can happen for all the players. It's just one page. That's a whole adventure for hours. Finally, I was able to finish the story for once.
Yeah, finally!
Fire.
After all those cons, we did it!
So, any questions? Any regrets?
I didn't get to rob that train.
Any death threats?
Ah, yes, the griffins. To rob the train. I really have to put another chapter in there. How about we rob this train?
The extended version.
But yes, it would be the extended version. Also in the extended version, you had the option to simply get back on the train back home, but no.
The train mission.
That
It
would
reminds
be...
me of
all you have to do is
that
follow the
Western
darn
game,
trains.
very shitty Western game made Victorymon as well. What was his name again? I forgot it. But one of the options, if you just enter a town with a train, and one of the
Nope.
options is just go back on the train. And it's ridiculous.
It's just a little, nice little Easter egg. So,
If we had tokens of friendship, we could have just given them to you and
yes.
tell you, by the way, we want this extra option, please.
For example, yes.
We want to work
But
the
I
train.
must really say, for a licensed product, you can do quite a lot with it.
It's refreshingly modular.
Yeah, and compared to other games like AD&D and Shadowrun, it's really easy. And it's about... The time is almost up, so if you don't mind, I would collect the books and everything.
Oh hey, we managed to finish the adventure and we're in time.
No one checks the dice. Something's wrong with it.
Free to try a few rolls.
Of course, there
Wow,
are
the typical